priests family could do. Family. We need to encounter the Lord by bringing and inviting our own family. You're older and you've already had kids and they've moved on. The role is the same role. Because while I don't believe I do believe there's a great need to go after it with great fervor as if there is a shortage. And so that's everyone's goal. That's every families with young vocations. Make sure this rosary for. What are we going to pray nighttime prayers for? We're going to pray for the priesthood. So that when you pray the prayers every night, young boys will say, maybe the Lord is calling me. It's me. Thought about the priesthood, oh, that's not for me. Really? Because that's what Peter, John thought. That's what Andrew, that's what James thought. That's what they all thought. It's past my time. But what we're doing is we're cultivating an open, a ready heart to just say, maybe that's what I'm called to do. Maybe that's what the Lord wants. So that when the Lord calls, it doesn't surprise. We don't find ourselves fighting it like Jonah did. We don't find ourselves in need of a radical conversion like Paul did. But that when the Lord calls, we get up and we go and we follow him right away. No obstacles. There were obstacles in these men's lives, but yet they were so ready. Again, likely because they had been thinking about it. Likely because they had families that cultivated that idea. Vocation to the priesthood begins in the family. Ask yourself that question. Are we doing what we can to promote that in the home? And so praying for vocations, that's the first thing. And the second thing is this. People need to see the humanity of their priests. Right? If all you do is see your priest in the sanctuary, that means all that your children see is the priest in the sanctuary, and that's good. But they need to see the humanity of their priests. I'm reading a pastoral letter written by Cardinal O'Connor from New York. After being in the Archdiocese of New York for 5 years, he wrote a letter to his priests entitled, Always Priest, Always Present. And in it, he said, when Christ became a priest, he lost none of his divinity. And when a man becomes a priest, he loses none of his humanity. The world needs to see the humanity of the priesthood, the good side. The past 20 years in the church in America has showed us the bad side, but the good side, that's not publicized. That often doesn't get posted in papers and things. So invite your priest over for dinner. This is the shameless, ask me for dinner. I would love to come over your house, right? I had to ask, I said, Father Sam, is it all right? I don't want to speak for you. He said, no, I love food, right? It's fine, right? But invite your priests over. Make sure your kids see their priests outside of the sanctuary. Make sure they know of their humanity. Because oftentimes that's what speaks to the heart. That's what times is so relatable. Yes, priests should be holy too, but they should also be normal. Kids are amazed the fact that I have a phone and a car and friends and a life and hobbies, right? You do what? Some of the kids have never seen me eat food, and they're like, you eat what? You eat food? Yeah, I go to the bathroom too. It's crazy. Yeah. But they need to see that. And so invite your priests over. Make sure your kids are exposed to priests. Or not necessarily myself, but whomever. That. So someone else in their heart. So that when the Lord they're ready to leave everything. They're ready. That the Lord is calling so many to himself in so many different ways. The changing of the tide of the culture of promoting vocations